friends!
I'm Michael.
And I'm Melanie, and welcome to Uplift Stitches. This channel is a place where we talk about cross-stitching board games and all the things that bring us joy.
Yeah, and so this is not our usual floss tube. This is a WIP Parade.
That's right. Today is January 1st, 2026, and we thought we'd kick off the new year with a WIP Parade.
Yeah, and for those of you who are wondering, I was not awake.
Neither was I.
No, we were both asleep, but it's exciting to start a new year and have some new projects, but we wanted to review all the stuff we still have to work on.
Yeah, this is something that we did last year, and for me, I don't know about for you, but for me it was a really good kind of marker to check what I have, what I'm working on before the year kind of kicks off.
Well, it certainly helped remind me of a few patterns I forgot I had as WIPs, so I had to go searching for them. I didn't know where they were.
Yeah, I know last year it was helpful for me in kind of determining which projects I wanted to focus on for the year, and I'm hoping that that will be the same as we're kind of going through projects.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be good. Definitely be good for me. I think I have way more projects this year than I had last year when we did our parade. So
yeah,
I'm up to 18 now, which is for me is a lot.
Yeah, and I think I'm at 38.
You're at 38, so you know, I don't know if that's more for you or not, but
I don't remember honestly.
I know it's more for me because this last year I spent time expanding my WIPs. I think. Not always intentionally, just I saw stuff to stitch and I stitched.
Yeah, so we hope you're well. We're so glad that you're here, that you decided to stop by. We're so grateful for that.
Yeah, and we hope you had a good start to the new year as well.
Yeah.
And if you're new here, welcome. We will be putting out our newest floss tube, our next one, probably sometime this week when we'll record it. So if you're wondering about that, but so we won't go into our live stuff and all that. We're just going to focus on the WIP Parade and the fun.
Yeah, we will do a short introduction if you're new. I know I've found a lot of people through their WIP Parades, so if this is your first time here, if you just want to know a little bit about us, as we said, my name is Melanie.
Yeah, and I'm Michael, and yeah, this is just a place where we celebrate our cross stitch, but also our gaming. We're a gaming couple.
Yeah.
So if you're new here, we won't be talking about games this time, but we do talk about board games in our normal floss tube.
So we live near St. Louis, Missouri, and we've been married for 10 years. I've been cross-stitching since the 90s.
I've been cross-stitching since 2019.
Yeah.
So she taught me.
Yeah.
so yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I do have a website that has some of our challenges and styles we've done listed. I think we have that link in the comments if you're interested in that. Or, but other than that, I guess we can get started.
Okay.
You have 38, you said?
Yes.
So why don't you start then?
Okay. So I've arranged mine from oldest to newest. I don't know how you've done yours. Yours are just...
Mine in no particular order.
Okay. Just
as I came up to them, this goes in the parade, this goes in the parade. So.
Okay. So the very first, my oldest WIP that I have is the Loose Feathers for the Bird series by Blackbird Designs. This is something that I started in May of 2021. There's 9 patterns in this series. And I only have one left to do. This is how this project currently looks. So as you can see, the block that I have left is going to go right here, and I do intend on finishing this year. So
that's a doable.
Yeah, I think this project is beautiful, and I've been kind of savoring it. That's why it's been taking me such a long time to work on it. I don't want it to end.
Yeah.
So I've been stitching this with the recommended DMC threads, 1/2 on 40 count Oaken by Picture This Plus. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited and sad to finish this year, but I am very excited. I would say excited more than sad.
Yeah, I mean, it just opens up the door for new projects.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is Floral Dice by White Raven Patterns.
I do remember this one.
I know. I started this in the summer of 2021, and I think I haven't worked on it in 3 years.
Oh.
I know. So this is how it currently looks.
I can see a dice.
So I am stitching this on some sort of mystery 32 count linen. It was before I started keeping track of, well, I guess not because I know about the Oaken. But anyway, this is a 32 count blue fabric. And I'm stitching it 1/1, which I think is part of the reason why it's taking me, why I keep not getting back to it. But now that we started playing D&D again, my original intention was to make this into a dice bag because we have been playing D&D and then we stopped playing with physical dice for a while, and now we're back to using dice and playing in person. So I think I'd like to try to finish this sometime. I don't know. We'll see if I get back to it or not.
That is pre-floss tube.
Yes. I'm using a mixture of DMC and Colour&Cotton threads. I think maybe the greens are called for, but nothing else is. And yeah.
Well, your dice that you use are actually purple.
Yes, I have pink and purple dice, so that's kind of what I was going for when I chose the colors. So we'll see. We'll see if I work on this or not.
I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will do one of mine then. So this one is one of my newer ones. It's actually technically I wasn't gonna start a part of it. Actually, I need to do that today. This is my Birds of a Weather temperature chart. So this is what it looks like. It's by Sprout and Lupine. So that's what it'll actually look like. I didn't use the same color fabrics she suggested. I went with a green option. So this one is on 20 count Posh Aida by Fortnight Fabrics. Gotta put into the actual. So I'm at, as you see, I haven't done any of the colors. I'll be doing my first colors, I guess, today. But this is. I started on the framework, so this is January with these two birds. It's 2 birds per month, and I've just started on the far left where that bird is. I've started working on February, so still have a ways to go on the frame, but I got started on it so I can kind of keep going on that as I'm doing the colors. And I'm not doing the called for tree color because when I started working with that color, it wasn't showing up on this fabric at all. So I shifted it to a brighter color, more of a white gray, and it works really well. And then, of course, I'm just using the 310 black. And then the color scheme, something else I realized last night when we were stitching that I forgot to choose the color theme. So I'll be doing that today as well as doing a few stitches. So that is my Birds of a Weather. I've always wanted to try a temperature chart, so this was my first one. So that's my first WIP.
Okay, my next one is Let Love Rain by Teresa Kogut.
Oh, I do remember this one.
I started this in May of 2022. And this is where I'm currently at on this project.
It's a big one.
Yes, it is. And I think that's part of why it's been lingering. Because I haven't cut the fabric yet. So I'm stitching this on
a huge half.
A half yard. So I would like to try to get to this side of the border so that I can cut the fabric.
Yeah.
Because I think that'll help me want to work on it more.
Motivate you more because it's a little bit to manage.
Yeah, otherwise. Right now just wrangling all this fabric is hard for me. But I do love how it's looking. I'm stitching this with the called for DMC threads, 1/2 on a 36 count Willow by Colour&Cotton. It's a very, very pale green, like a creamy green. Yeah, so I don't have, like I said, I would like to try to continue the border some. I might try to make this a focus piece sometime this year. That's something I'm toying with the idea of doing this year, is choosing a focus piece for every month. So this might be one of those. I'm not sure. But
it's a pretty project.
As I was pulling out my WIPs, I noticed that I have a lot of larger WIPs that I'd like to try to get some work on this year.
Yeah.
But I'm not quite sure how I want to achieve that. So that was that. The next one is Snowman Sentinel Welcome by Stoney Creek Collection. Ooh, I started this January 1st, 2023.
It's another big project.
Yes, I did work on this. This was on my WIP Go board a few times this past year. So I did make some progress on it. This is how it looks currently. So this is going on my WIP Go board 3 times for 2026. So hopefully I'll make some really great progress with that and get it closer to a finish.
It's looking nice though.
Yeah, I'm stitching this with the called for threads, 1/2 on 36 count Pampas grass by Colour&Cotton. It's cute.
It's a snow friend.
Yes.
No surprise there.
No.
So my next one is a tiny project. So there's a little story behind this one. It's not one of my. It's one of my newer WIPs, I guess. It's just these autumn harvest collection. It is rainy weather. So that's what it'll look like when it's finished. Just a mill hill. And this is where I am. I guess I'll use probably the darker one. So this is where I am on it. I've got the mouse pretty much done except for the beading and the leaf. I just have to stitch in the water around him and then I can actually do the beading. So this was actually a project I'm doing over again, essentially because the first one was lost in our house fire. It was actually the first Mill Hill kit I did, and I've been wanting to do it. Mel had bought this for me. When did you buy this? I don't remember. We bought it couple times actually, and so finally got started on this fall and gonna try to finish it up this winter because there's not that much to stitch.
Oh, you're so close.
It's really just the water droplets and some water down here, and then really the rest is just beadwork. Which there's not as many beads in this one as there is in some of the other ones. So yeah, this one is it's been a fun and a little bit of an emotional project to restitch again. So so that was my other one. It's just it's 3/1 on the with the kit fabric and floss, so perforated paper.
My next project is Winter Quaker by Rosewood Manor. I started this January 1st, 2023. And this is where I'm at on this project. I'm stitching this with assorted Classic Colorworks threads that I'm kind of choosing as I go. 2/2 on 28 count Dwarf by Picture This Plus. And I think this project is beautiful, but the color choosing has been intimidating me and slowing me down. So I have to be in the mood to do that, to work on this. Last year, I attempted to do a motif a week. I think in January and February, I worked on this. That was my attempt at like focus work last year.
It didn't quite work for you.
By March, I was done.
Yeah.
So I'd like to try to figure out, however I'm going to do a focus piece. This will probably be one of my first because of the winter theme. I do think it's beautiful, and I would like to make more progress this year.
Yeah, it's a pretty project.
The next project is Cherry Blossom Creek by Dimensions. It's Dimensions Gold Collection Kit.
Yeah.
I started this on the first day of spring in 2023. And this is where I'm at on this project. I did make a lot of progress this past year. I did most of this path and a lot of the flowers down here, and I started bringing it over this way. So I think I should be able to make a lot of progress on this year. I'm not quite at the halfway point on this project, but definitely in the springtime, I'd like to make this some kind of a focus to get it closer. But it's just I just love the vibrant colors on this.
Yeah.
And I'm stitching with all the kit provided materials. And with it being a Dimensions kit, it's varied as to how many threads there are. But that's what gives it this beautiful dimension and shading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gives it the good texture it's got.
Yeah.
All right. My next one, I have this is not exactly color matched for the one I'm actually working on. But this is my 63 U.S. National Parks project, and this is Black Canyon, I believe, is the one of them. Yeah, I didn't update that. It is Black Canyon, but this color scheme is, our printer was doing something weird when I printed this one out.
Yeah.
That's not exactly what it'll look like.
It's more brown.
It's more brown. Hence Black Canyon. But so this is my 63 national parks. I started this one a little over a year ago.
It was Christmas 2024.
So about a year ago. And it's a big project. So I'm stitching this one on, let's see. Well, this is by StitchinMadness. It is available on Etsy still. And it's on 20 count. It was a nameless fabric. I think we got it from Neil Work Gallery. It didn't have a name. It's 1/1 with a call for DMCs, but this is where I am right now. And I think that's the end of the row. So one of the things I'm doing for this one, I'll kind of zoom in so you guys can see a couple of these. So like in the Badlands one, the parks we've actually finished, I'm stitching a green border around, and then I'm adding the date, the month and the year below when we actually visited that. But then the other ones will be without that until we actually visit them. So that's the goal, is hoping to visit all of them. This is the Black Canyon one I'm on right now. You can kind of see like the darker grays and that. So it's definitely a little bit different than the picture makes it look. But I think it's looking really nice. And then I'll start moving down the fabric, and then I think I can trim it a little bit because I think it's a little too big. And that'll make it a little easier. But it's my goal hopefully is that I might put at the top like U.S. national parks or something. Is that,
Mhm.
and I'll hang that on the wall, and then when I need to update it with ones we've actually visited, I can add the dates in that then. So,
Mhm.
so yeah, this is kind of like a record keeping of our national park visits, and I was doing this as a part of a sal I had started as well for Stitch the Wild Parks, just to kind of support our national parks during this little bit darker time for them, among other U.S. agencies that are having issues with funding and stuff. But that one is, I've been enjoying that one a lot. I think I was inspired by the Dutch stitcher because she was doing an international monuments one that has monuments from different countries. So that inspired me, and I thought this would be a lot of fun. And it's a long term project, but I'm enjoying it. So I'll try to finish that one probably in January sometime and move on to the next park.
Mhm.
So that's it for my
Yeah, so my next project is Quaker Christmas 2 by ByGone Stitches. I started this in July of 2023. And
that's another
here
big
is
one.
where I am currently on this project. I am stitching this with a Mist Dye Hank from Colour&Cotton. It's a dark to medium green on a limited edition fabric. It's like a tan color. And yeah, this is how far I am. I actually have a section of this that I need to rip out. The last day that I worked on this, I realized something was off. So I need to figure out where that is and count it. I did make a lot of progress on this year. I made this focus piece in July and the beginning of December. So I am excited about that. It gives me hope that I'll get further again this year because I really do love this piece. Yeah, I just think it's beautiful.
Yeah, you do have a lot of big projects, don't you?
I know. The next one that I have is Snow Magical by Brenda Gervais. I started this December 2023. It's one of my 12 Days of Snow Friends starts that year. And this is where I am currently at on this project. This is on my WIP Go board again for this year, so I should be able to get to a finish. All I have left is the snow at the bottom, and then there's snowflakes and some cardinals, I think.
Oh yeah, you should be able to finish that.
I'm stitching this on 36 count silver fox by Fiber on a Whim, and I'm using the called for threads 1/2. And I do already have the finishing board for this, so
a full finish soon then.
Yeah, hopefully I'll have it fully finished by next Christmas.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
You can join your other snow friends.
Yeah.
All right, this next one is a project I was inspired by Laura in Stitching by the Shore, her gnome along style that she did. And I never thought I would do a gnome, but I found this one, and then there's several others that I'm eyeing as well. So this is Gandalf, Gandalf Gnome by PK. Let's see, who is it? Is that the one? No, it's by X Stitch Heroes. So that's the Gandalf pattern there. And this is the one I have. I guess I would do a white one probably. Just to make sure. So this is where I am on my Gandalf gnome. This is one that's done on a 20 count Aida called Sea Glass by Mystic Fabrics. And I'm doing it 1/1 with the call for floss. So I got his hat mostly finished. There's a little bit on the other side of his staff. And then I started working on his beard. His nose is done. So he's looking really good. He's looking cute. And I'm enjoying every stitch of this, which maybe that's why I'm going slowly, because I don't want it to end, because I'm enjoying this one a lot. So I think that the fabric choice really works well. Kind of a mysterious. It's a blue, so I know Laura likes blue, so I think it works really well in this case. It's kind of a blue green. So that is my, I don't remember when I started that one. Sometime last year.
It was over the summer, I think.
It was over the summer. Yeah, I think that's when she did her sal. So that is my fourth WIP.
Okay, my next one is Paisley by Stacey Nash. This is part of the Animal Cracker series. And I started this December 18th, 2023. It's one of my 12 Days of Snow Friends starts that year. And this is where I'm at on Paisley.
Oh, she's getting close.
So all I have left is filling in the rest of the dress. I am going to need to purchase more floss because I don't have enough to finish the dress. But once I have that, this will be a great travel project. I am stitching this with some of the called for threads. Everything except the blue is called for. And then the blue is a different thread. And I'm stitching this 1/2 on 28 count dark olive by ByGone. Sorry, I was looking at my notes trying to, I lost my place. Yeah, I love how this looks. I already finished the companion piece. So once this one's finished, I will fully finish them together.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then I also have Did Greatly by Silver Creek Samplers. This was another one of my 2023 Snow Friendsters. It started December 19th of that year. And this is where I am on this project. I made some really great progress on this year. All of the words, the rabbit head, and like all I had when I started the year was the hat, the Snow Friends hat.
Yeah, you stitched a lot.
So everything else I did this year. So this is on my WIP board again. So I think I should be able to reach a finish on this year or get closer to a finish. And that's very exciting. I'm stitching this with the called for threads, 1/2 on a 40 count mystery grab bag linen from Colour&Cotton. It's exciting.
Yeah. You're getting really close on that.
Yeah, it's so cute.
All right. See, my next one, I don't think I have a good cover sheet, but I think you have.
Okay.
This is my Burrow Tales
Mm-hmm.
sal. This was a sal that ran pretty much last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I fell behind fairly early and just never caught up. I decided to wait until they finished doing all the drops.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is by Quaternian. This is on a 20 count Aida called, let's see, The Deep by Live and Die LA. And this is not the call for colors at all. This was a Colour&Cotton conversion I did. So the white one is called Snowflake. And then the orange is called Glow Stick. And then the green / bluish one is Stardust. And this is just, I'm doing it 1/1 on this fabric. So I think it's looking really nice now that I finally got going. I think I'm on working on page 3 is where I'm working. So this is page 1 and 2. But yeah, it's looking really nice. I've been enjoying stitching this finally. This fabric was a little bit, the holes just aren't quite as easy to see on this fabric, which is not usual for Live and Die LA's fabrics for me, but for some reason this one is just not quite as easy to stitch on. But I'm still enjoying it, and now that I've gotten going, this should be one of my focus pieces for each month. I don't know that I'm gonna like make it the main focus, but it'll be something I want to get stitches in on every month. So yeah, I'm enjoying that one a lot. It is available on their website if you're interested still. So yeah.
My next project is And a Forest Grew by Rosewood Manor. This was my birthday start in March of 2024.
I like this pattern a lot.
I did not work on it at all in 2025. So here's hoping 2026, because this is how far I am on this project.
It's a really pretty pattern.
It's beautiful. I am stitching this with the Call for Colors 1/2 on 36 count Highland by Picture This Plus. And yeah, I would like to see this forest grow this year.
Maybe as spring gets here, you'll feel more like it.
Yeah, we'll see. I know we're planning on doing more camping this year, so I'm thinking spending more time outdoors will really inspire me to work on more of these trees and forest creatures. But yeah, we'll see what happens with this project this year.
Yeah.
The next one I'll have to insert a cover photo is Freak for the Beak by Boomerang Stitches. I started this in November of 2024, and this is where I'm at. I did not work on this at all in 2025, so I would like to try to work on it in 2026. I'm using a variety of DMC colors. Some of them are called for and some of them I've changed. I'm kind of going with a jewel toned theme instead of Amity's vibrant colors. And I'm stitching it 1/2 on 36 count Spellbound by Needlebling Designs. And I do love it. It's
a fun pattern. I like that one.
Yeah, I would like to work on this more this year.
All right, so my next one, let's see. I do have a cover sheet. This one, this pattern is no longer available because the shop no longer exists. But this was on Pixel Perfect Patterns. I suspect this was a cease and desist from Nintendo, is what I guess. But I don't know, because this is a Nintendo pattern. These are all, this one is called Love is NES. And I'm not doing it in this particular pattern because I decided to turn this into each of these into ornaments. The ones I'm going to stitch. I don't know that I'll stitch every single one. But a lot of these games have a lot of special sentimental nostalgia for me from growing up because I played most all these games growing up. These were, and those of you who are from the '80s will recognize a lot of these characters. Some of you may, even if you're not from the age, you may recognize some of the more famous ones, and some of the more obscure ones you probably won't. So this one's been a lot of fun. This one is probably one of a little bit older WIPs. I know it's probably about 2 years because I actually started it when Chris Cross-Stitch was still putting videos out because he was doing an ornament tree, which kind of inspired me to find this pattern and do that. So this one is where I am. I have, as you can see, a number of these different ones going. I have probably at least 5 or 6 more that I know I want to stitch off there. And I'm gonna I'll come in so you can kind of see the different ones. But I'm going to put the name, I think I'm going to put the names of the characters probably. I keep going back and forth between doing that and the names of the games they're from. But this one has been a lot of fun to stitch. I mean, they're not really very big or complicated patterns. This was the last one I did. This was Little Mac from Punch-Out. Ninja Gaiden, Kung Fu. So yeah, this one's a lot of fun to stitch. I've been trying to leave enough space that I can put the name and then cut them out into like probably round shapes to make them into ornaments. So we'll see when I get those done. I'm gonna try to get, maybe I might do an ornament a month maybe.
Ooh, okay.
Just to get the rest of the characters stitched, and then I'll have to start charting out the names so I can stitch those on there, and then maybe by Christmas time some of those will be ready to be actually fully finished and hang on our tree. So we'll see. So that was my Love is NES project.
My next project is Snow Day by Cherry Blossoms. This was one of my 12 Days of Snow Friends, starts in December of 2024. It's very cute.
Yeah.
And
all your snow friends are cute.
Here is where I am on this project. I made great progress in 2025. When I picked it up, I just had a little bit of, I think, the face.
Yeah, you made a lot of progress on that.
Yeah, I did. So I'm excited. I think I should be able to finish this in 2026. I am stitching this with the recommended DMC threads, 2/2 on 28 count. It's a test dye fabric by Fabrics by Stephanie, but I just love how it looks on there. So yeah, all I have left is the bottom, and then there's some berries and the vines.
Yeah, you should be able to knock that out easily.
I'm very excited about that.
Do you know how you're going to fully finish it?
No, I do not. The next project is Burr It's Cold Outside by Brenda Gervais. This is another one that I started in December of 2024. And here's where I am on this project. I think I only worked on this once this year. I do have it on my WIP Go board again, so hopefully I can get closer to a finish or reach a finish this year. I'm stitching this with mostly called for threads, 1/2 on 36 count Evergreen Dew by Live and Dye LA. And I think it's very cute.
It is really cute.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with this project this year.
All right. This next one, I thought I was going to get more progress on this year, or this last year. And I think my Christmas gift projects kind of took over in December pretty much because I had so much stitching still to do on this. But this one is called Kringle Flying Academy. And it's by Silver Needle, I believe. That's not Silver Needle. Silver Creek Samplers. Silver Needle. Silver Creek Samplers. It's been a fun one, and I'm starting to get... I made pretty decent progress on what I have done on it, but it's just I didn't get that much done this year on it. I still got to... I think this is from... You can see I was still stitching on it. So this is where I am on it. I had most of this actually done this year. So what I did mostly was filling in those crosses you see on the deer, the browns. That's really mostly what I did this year. is fill those in. So I didn't make nearly as much progress. This one is on 18 count Cardiff opalescent by Live and Die LA, and you can kind of see in camera pretty well actually the opalescence, which looks really fun. Looks like it's snowing. And this is on 1/1 with the call for DMCs, but I'm hoping to maybe pull this out in July of this year for the Jolly July. I might pull this one out. I might put a few stitches in it before I put it away for the winter, but yeah, I'd like to get some more progress on that one. It's kind of sad, but Christmas gifts were more priority at the time.
My next project is I Smell Snow by Pansy Patch. This was my Christmas start in 2024. And this is where I am at on this project. I'm stitching this with mostly called for threads, 1/2 on 40 count suede by Needlebling Designs. And I did make good progress on this year. It's just a larger pattern, so I still have more stitching to do. I think I put this on my WIP board twice for the coming months, so we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, but it's looking good.
I think so.
The next project is Put a Bird on It by Modern Folk Embroidery. This was my New Year start in January 2025. I was hoping to keep up with the stitch along posted by the Sunshine Stitchers, but I did not. But I think I am over the halfway point on this project.
Yeah.
So I am stitching this with Eucalyptus by Colour&Cotton, 1/2 on 36 count Wild Mint by Atomic Ranch. I just love how it looks. So I know I'll definitely make progress on this year, and hopefully I'll get it finished this year.
It's looking really good with that color.
I know, it's such a beautiful project. I love it.
All right, this one is probably one of my older ones as well, and it's one of those I'm still debating. Do I want to finish all the extra doodads? You recognize this one, I know. Or do I want to just call it a finish? So if I decide to call it a finish, I guess it'll technically be a finish, but I really like the other options they had. This one is my Wandering and Middler style that was going on by Cunning Cross Stitch. There was a Facebook group that you can join. It's actually, the pattern is still there. But this project is completely customizable as you're stitching the Hobbit house, and even the stuff that's remaining, there's options to choose from. That's kind of what's kept me from just going ahead and working on it. More is like there's a lot of calculating of what stitches to remove to add, like this feature or this little icon or whatever. And so I keep going back. Do I want to spend the time figuring out what to replace and where to put those? But this one is done on 20 count Rustica Oatmeal, Aida by Swigard. It's just 1/1 with mostly the call fors. I did change the color of the door to yellow. The yellow didn't quite look. I had to change that, but I did change. Actually, I did change the windows, which I don't know if you can tell. That is what's that called?
A toile.
A toile, to kind of give them a little bit of a shine. So the tree here was I made it use the autumn one that you can use. So this is like the autumn themed. You actually change some of this pattern depending on which one you choose. I went with the Stoney kind of look, but there's like a grassy look one. So each section of this is it's fully customizable. So I know there's a number of people that we know were actually did some of this one. So yeah, Subpar Stitches, Hillary did this one as well. So yeah, this one was it was a lot of fun to stitch. Although I did have a little bit of a snafu the first time.
You moved on.
I did. The fabric was too small that I started on, so I restarted it. But it turned out really well. I just need to decide, am I going to actually do the rest of it, or is that it? So stay tuned for that one.
My next project is Bella by RATM. I started this January 6th, 2025 as part of the Princess Birthday Sale hosted by Cross Stitch the Globe for Allison's birthday. And this is where I'm at on this project. All I have left is the princess.
Wow.
So I stopped because I was going to try to rechart the dress, the sleeve of the dress, because this is puffy and I wanted it to look more like Belle's, the sleeve of Belle's dress from the cartoon movie, animated movie. And that's what hung me up, and I never got back to it this year. I had every intention of it, but I just got focused on other projects and didn't take the time to do that. So if I take the time to do that, this will be a finish this year. I'm stitching this with the called for colors, 2/2 on 28 count white opalescent by Zweigart. I did make a few changes on the colors, but they're minor. And I know I've talked about that probably in our February video of this past year. It's good. The next project is In Nature by Blueberry Ridge Designs.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
This was my birthday start, March of 2025. And this is where I'm at on this project. I'm stitching this with the Call for Threads 1/2 on 36 count ballet slipper by My Vintage Needle Arts. And yeah, I'll definitely get back to this year and make some progress when the spring comes.
All right, the next one is one of the ones I actually forgot about. Ooh, I didn't even actually open. I should have done that. It's going to be crinkled. Yeah, so this is the next one. This is one of the ones I forgot about. This is called Christmas Break. It's a Mill Hill kit. I think I started this originally for one of your Snowman sales. I don't remember, 12 Days of Snow Friends. I don't remember which one. Maybe it was 2 years ago, maybe? And I completely forgot about it. That's part of the reason I haven't worked on it.
I think you used it for one of the I Spies.
I did.
Early in the year, and then it went into project bag.
And just went into project bag. So this is where I am on. It's, I made decent progress. I got the one curtain pretty much just about done. I've got started on the snow is where I stopped. And then it got put in a project bag, and then it just disappeared among a lot of patterns I haven't started yet, and so I completely forgot about it. But that is a WIP that maybe this winter I'll actually get some work on it. So it's just being stitched 3/1 with the called for, the perforated paper and that. So still quite a bit of stitching to do on that one. I don't think that one will be done this year.
My next project is Forest Home by the Blue Flower. This was another one of my birthday starts. I started it later in March of 2025. And this is how far I am on this project. I made some great progress on this year. I'm stitching this with the Call for Threads 1/1 on 20 count Siren Song by Colour&Cotton. And I'll probably reach a finish on this year. Especially with us camping more. The theme, again, I think will be appealing for me to stitch on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying this project. And excited to make progress on it. And then the next one is Spring Moon by Plum Street Samplers. I started this for Pete's Sake birthday this spring, April 2025. And this is where I'm at on this project.
Oh, yeah. It's just a small little start.
I am stitching this with the Call for Threads 1/2 on 40 count Ciela by Laura's Fabrics. And the whole reason that I stopped was I have a flower stitched here, which you can't see very well because of the fabric, and I need to pick a different color, and I just never came back to it. So hopefully now that I've seen it and held it in my hands, it'll remind me to get back to this project, pick a new color, and I can get working on this some more when the spring comes.
Which is really not that far away.
No, because I do like it, and I think it's a beautiful pattern, and I like how it's going to look on this fabric. I just need to choose a different...
Yeah, those flowers won't work that
color. Yeah, and I think this is the only place where that's going to be a problem, so I might just choose one of the lighter blues to do that flower in, and I don't think any of the other flowers are going to have that problem. Just based on where the splotches of the darker
because that's the
dye are.
The rest of it's all lighter.
Yeah, so Melanie, what were you thinking? Get back to this.
She'll figure it out.
Yeah.
All right. The next one was a Sal I had intended to start to keep up with, and it just it was going to be way too much because I was doing the borders, and
You got tired of the borders.
I got tired of the borders. Like after the third border, I was like, I mean, I'm gonna do the borders, but I was no way I was gonna keep up with this out because these are much bigger than I anticipated too. But this was a 12-month sal from Alforce Embroidery. It's a month, basically a month sal. So this is the border where I stopped. This is March. I got the border done, and I was like, okay, I can't keep up with this. I'm moving to something else. I don't have a good cover sheet, so we can probably, I guess.
Yeah, I have one.
Do you have one? Okay. So this one I'm doing on 18 count Aida Zweigart Palomino by Mystic Fabrics, and I'm doing the winter ones in like a blue, and the springy ones will be done in this color. And I know I was going to do like I think a green for the summer, and I forget what's the fall, maybe like an orange. So I mean, it's a fun project. I actually downloaded them, waited and downloaded all of them. They have all of it up now on the website, and there's a lot of fun ones. There's a frog one in the spring. So there's a lot of fun ones. I needed to get remotivated to do this one because I intend to like. I know I don't know if it was Laura I've seen or what. Somebody I know a number of the people they have those magnetic things that they could switch them out. I was going to finish them individually like that so that I can hang it in my office and switch them out as the months change. But I actually have to stitch on in order for that to happen. Don't I?
Yes.
What is your next one?
Yes, my next one is Betsy's Spring Basket by Pansy Patch, Quills and Stitchery. I started this in May 19th, 2025. And this is where I'm at on this project. So all I have left is the other half of that yellow flower and the basket.
Which is not, I mean, there's a lot more stitching in the basket than you would think. But
yeah, so I think this will be, I have maybe the centers of the flowers I still have to do, but the border flowers. But this is going to be a great finish in the spring. Yeah. When I'm ready for spring stitching again. So thanks, future me. I am stitching this with the Call for Threads 1/2 on 36 count Heirloom by Needle Bling Designs. And yeah, I love it. It's beautiful and springy and bright. Very exciting. My next project, I'll have to insert a picture, is Spring Tulips by Marumi Designs. I started this May 24th of 2025. And this is where I'm at on this. I'm stitching this with Purple Parrot by Colour&Cotton, 1/1 on an 18 count hydrangea by Fiber on a Whim. And yeah, I know I brought this on 2 trips that we took this year, and that was when I made progress on it. So we'll see if this continues to be a travel piece or if in the spring I just want to work on it some more. But I really love, purple's my favorite color, so this project brings me so much joy. I'm excited to work on it more this year.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. This next one, I don't think I had a good cover one with this one either. You may or may not.
I do.
You do? Okay. All right. This one was Spaceballs the Cross Stitch. I started this for May the 4th this last year. So I made decent progress. I almost have the Spaceballs finished. This was one of my favorite movies growing up, and it seemed to fit the Star Wars theme for May the 4th, so I thought I'd... this one is by Hornswoggle, and this one is on 20 count Black Aida, 1/1 with the Call for DMCs. So I'm thinking this one, I don't know that I'll stitch on it in the winter necessarily, but I'll probably will in May when we get closer to May the 4th as well. I think with some good sessions in May, I should be able to finish this one this year, because there's really, I mean, there's this last of the Spaceballs, and then cross stitch is actually all the same colors, so that'll actually make that easier, because this is like multiple colors going down, and there's really just a few stars and comets left after that, so there's really not that much left to stitch. Should be doable to finish this one this year. But yeah, I think I actually wore out a VHS tape of Spaceballs growing up, watching that over and over and over.
You loved it.
I did. I still do.
My next project is Autumn Town by Autumn Lane Stitchery. I started this September 22nd, 2025. And this is all the progress that I made on it this year. I'm stitching with the Call for Threads 1/1 on 18 count pistachio by Dyer Unknown. It had the word pistachio, but it did not have who dyed it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's a really lovely yellow green. So I'm definitely excited to make more progress on this year. I've loved seeing so many people work on this the past few years, and I'm very excited to have this as a WIP. And then the next project is Sleepy Hollow by Hello from Liz Matthews. I started this on Michael's birthday in 2025.
I see some glum pumpkins.
Yes, and here's where I'm on this project.
Oh yeah, it looks good on that fabric.
Yeah, I stitched this both for Michael's birthday and for our friend Laura does a pumpkin birthday sale, and this has a lot of pumpkins at the bottom. I'm stitching this with the called for, or the recommended, I guess, DMC threads. It's called for an NPI silks. And I'm stitching it 1/1 on 20 count Celtic Snow by Live and Die LA. I love how it's looking on this. I had started this in 2024, but I really did not like how it looked in the fabric, and this one I'm so much happier with. So I'm excited about making more progress when autumn comes this year.
Yeah. It's a pretty fabric choice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this next one, I know I've seen a number of people stitching on this one. This is my very first Quaker that I'm doing. I know Andrew and I don't know that we started at the same time. He's a lot further along than I am now. But this is Halloween Quaker by Leela Studio. I'm sure everybody recognizes it at this point because it's been done by a lot of people. But I wanted to do a Quaker, and this was the one that attracted me the most. I've been wanting it for a while. I think you got this one fully kitted up for me for my birthday.
It was Christmas last year.
So I finally made the decision to go ahead and start it, and this is where I am on it. So I think it's looking pretty good. I'm using the call for. They're not DMCs. I think it's a mix of different ones, if I remember correctly. Classic Color Works, I believe, is what most of them are.
Yeah, I think it's mostly Classic Color.
And this is on 20 count Chinchilla Aida by Mystic Fabrics, and I'm doing it 1/1. So I think this is going to look really nice on this fabric. I love the modeling. I think I tend to be attracted to a lot of modeling on my fabrics. I don't know why, but yeah, I think this one's looking really good. So I probably will start working on this at the halfway to Halloween point.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely enjoyed this one. Every stitch of this one. So this one's been a lot of fun. My first Quaker. I wanted to start a Quaker at some point, and here we go. This is mine. So there is Halloween Quaker.
Mm-hmm. My next project, I will insert a picture, is Kaleidoscope by Yasmin's Made with Love. My stitching friends talked me into doing a Yasmin's Stitch Along in October, so I started this October 9th of 2025. And here's where I'm at on this project. I'm stitching this with the Call for Dainty Threads, 1/1 on 20 count Antique White by ByGone. So I'll definitely make more progress on this year. It's very exciting. I love this pattern. I think it's really beautiful. I love rainbows. Yeah. And now we're into the 12 Days of Snow Friends starts that I did
this year
in December. Yeah. So the first one that I have still is Peaceful Snowman by Annie B's Folk Art, which I started on December 12th. And this is how much progress I made on that day. I'm stitching this with the Call for Threads, 1/2 on 36 count. It's a limited edition by Atomic Ranch. So this one will be a sweet finish. It's on my WIP Go board. All of my remaining projects are on my WIP Go board, either 1 or 2 times, depending on what size they are. So this is on there 1 time, and I should definitely finish it whenever it gets called.
Awesome. All right. I don't think. Yeah, that's the actual pattern, so I can't show that. And the printout didn't look really good either. So
yeah, I have a picture.
This one is Pumpkin Party by Lola Crow. I don't have a lot of progress on this one. I anticipated having more progress on this one. This is my progress. It looks really nice in this purple. It's kind of washing out a little bit, but sort of. I don't know what angle I get it at, but it's definitely more of a purple than a red that's kind of coming through. But this one I'm doing on 18 count. It's a purple Aida. I don't think it actually had a name. And I'm doing it 1/1 with the call fors, but I think it's going to look really good when I actually get further into it. This is just the frame around there's like a little raccoon with pumpkins, and it's going to look really nice, but I anticipated getting more stitching on. I don't remember exactly what distracted me. It might have been the Halloween Quaker.
I think a lot of things distracted you.
I'm easily distracted. So that's not surprising. So, but yeah, it was fun to start. I just need to make it. That might also come out for halfway Halloween. I might do multiple projects for that. So we'll see. So, yep.
Okay, my next project is We Won Love and Peace by Heart and Hand. And I started this December 13th, 2025. And this was how far I got. I'm stitching this on 36 count ballet slipper by my Vintage Needle Arts, and I'm stitching with the recommended DMC threads 1/2. This is another one that will be, I think, an easy finish this year.
It's not a very big pattern.
The next is The Little Snowman by Crochet Go-Go. I started this December 14th, 2025. And this was how far I got that day. This is another one that I think will be a lovely finish when I get to it. I'm stitching this with the Call for Threads 1/1 on 20 count Vintage Country Mocha by Spike-Art.
All right, my next one. This one was a Jingle Ball start. This one is Gonzo from the Muppet Christmas Carol. So I am here to tell the story. I have the companion piece of Rizzo the Rat, who's here for the food, but I did not get that one started. But I did get him started. He's looking pretty good overall. So this one I'm doing on. This is by Niche Stitches, and I'm doing it on 20 count Keepsake by Mystic Fabrics. And I'm doing it 1/1 with the call for DMCs. So this is where I am right now. I got the outline done, and I took this on our trip to Florida for Christmas. I didn't get much. The only stitching I got in on this one was on the plane home. I got in, so we got back to the the hotel so late. I was too tired to really stitch, so I didn't really get any stitching. I thought I would anticipate more stitching time for it, but this is where he is. So I got most of the outline done. I think I have one more eyeball, which I'm debating whether or not I want to fill it in or not. Just be inspired by Jason. So I may leave that, or I may do, I don't know. But it's just a fill-in process, so it's really good for zooms now. So I don't know how much I'll stitch on it outside of that, just because it's such a perfect pattern now for doing zooms or whatever now. So I can just do fill work instead of having to count a lot. So, but Gonzo has always been my favorite Muppet, and this was just the perfect pattern to get started on for the Jingle Ball. There's a few other ones I started on the Jingle Ball too, but that was one of my ones I was excited about. So, okay.
Okay, my next pattern is the Purple Snowman by Shepherd's Bush.
Oh yeah.
I started this December 15th, 2025. And this was how far I got the day that I worked on it. I am stitching this. This was a fully kitted project. So I'm stitching it with the kit provided silks 1/2 on 30 count Grape Ice by Weeks Dye Works. And I have this on my WIP board twice this year, so I should be able to reach a finish or come close to a finish. And yeah, I love how it's looking. And the next one is Snow and Love by Annie B. Swogart. I started this one on December 16th, 2025, and this is how far I am on this project. So I should be able to finish this whenever it gets called on my WIP board. I'm stitching it on with the Call for Threads 1/1 on 18 count Spellbound by Needlebling Designs. They're so cute.
All right, this next one I'm working on is called Christmas Virtues, and it's the one I'm doing is this one up here, which is Frosty. This was also a start for your 12 Days of Snow Friends, and I made a pretty decent progress on this one, which you'll see in a second here. But this is by Silver Creek Samplers, and I'm doing this one on 18 count Ocean Blue Aida, which I didn't write down who is the maker of it. I'll have to look that up. But this is where I am on it. So you can see his face. He's smiling and made decent progress. I only have a little bit more of his face, bottom face, and then I have the hat. So it's actually pretty far along. I may end up keep stitching on this one and get this one finished. I'm going to add some initials to kind of for honor one of our friends for this one. So she knows who I'm talking about. So, but this one was a lot of fun to stitch. I'm looking forward to doing all of these because the Rudolph and the Rankin and Bass were some of my favorite Christmas things. I still enjoy watching those every year. So yeah, I've enjoyed this one a lot, and I'm just using the call for DMC on this one. I haven't changed anything on this one. I haven't had to change anything. It looks really nice on this fabric. So there is one of my snow friends that I'm stitching.
Okay, my next pattern is Snow. I love snow. I love snow by Homespun Elegance.
Yes, you do.
I started it on December 17th, 2025, and this is where I'm at. I'm stitching this with assorted Colour&Cotton threads, 2/2 on 32 count Apparition by Colour&Cotton. This is another one that I think will be an easy finish when it gets called on my WIP Go board. Although I think the snow is going to be deceptively a lot, but yeah, I should be able to finish this year.
Probably so.
And that's very exciting. The wheel chose a lot of smalls this year.
That's okay though.
For my snow friends, so that's kind of exciting because I think it'll be fun to have so many snow friend finishes. Yeah, in the year ahead. The year ahead of me. Then this is Daily Life Play with Friends by Sam Sarah, which I started on December 18th, 2025. And this is where I'm at on this project. It should only take me a couple more hours to finish. So that's very exciting. But it's so cute and tiny. I'm stitching this with the recommended DMC threads, 1/1 on 20 count Space Cadet by Colour&Cotton. And it's very cute.
All right, so let's see. This next one I did was also a Jingle Ball start. I gotta find the right. It does have them stitched, yeah. So where's the one I'm doing? There's the one. This one is in a book called Garfield, A Very Merry Christmas, which is by Millcraft. It's an older book. I think I found this on eBay, probably. I think so. Or Etsy, one of the two. But this is the one in the middle here that I'm doing. It's called Here's Santa. With little Garfield smiling. And I'm doing this on 20 count Rustica Oatmeal. And I made some decent progress on this one, actually. There's a lot of like quarter stitches and partial stitches on this, so it's a little bit slower going. But this is where I am. You can kind of see the little hat. It all gets outlined, so I'm not really worried about it blending in too much because there's going to be like a black outline around all of it. So I got his ear going. The hat is pretty well, and then this is where his eyes are. So I've got his little mouth started. So, which isn't like a yellow. So it's slower going because there's a lot of partial stitches, and so it just takes a little longer on Aida, but it's not really difficult. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some more stitching on this one. I probably will do a little bit more on this before I put it away because I thought about doing a Garfield salad this year at some point, but I haven't decided when I would do that or not.
Yeah.
But if anybody's interested in joining that, just let me know, and I will actually figure out when I want to start that. If you think a Garfield salad would be fun, so.
My next one is Snow Friends by Primrose Cottage. I started this December 19th, 2025. And here's where I got on this one. I'm stitching this with the Call for Threads, 1/1 on 20 count Smoky Shadows by My Vintage Needle Arts. And it's so cute. It's that little cute face. Yeah. I think I have this on my board twice for this year, so I should be able to reach a finish with that. Hopefully, or get close to it. And then the next one is Warm Winter Wishes by Pansy Patch, which I started December 20th, 2025. And this is how much progress I made on it that day.
Oh yeah, a lot of border.
Yeah, I started on the border. I wasn't feeling well, so it was just one color of stitching. So
And it's repetitive, so you don't have to think as much.
that was good. So I am stitching this with the recommended DMC threads 1/2 on 36 count winter green by Mystic Fabrics. And I think I have this one on my board 3 times, so I should get close to a finish. But I'm really loving how it's looking on the screen. Minty green.
All right. So let's see. This next one, I don't think I have. So this is the patterns. I've done 3 of these 4, so I'm considering it a WIP because I haven't done the 4th one yet. So the one I have not done is this sled, because I've done these 3, and this is an older pattern. I think it's from the 80s.
Probably.
And this was this a frosty gift for your mom? I think it was a frosty gift for one of the Christmases by Buchilla Christmas Heirlooms. Just called Mary Snoopy. I'm a huge Snoopy fan, and I did a Snoopy summer sale last year, which I might be doing again because I still have a lot of Snoopy patterns to do. So if you are interested in joining a Snoopy sale this coming summer and have some patterns or want to get some patterns to join, I will be doing that again this summer probably. So these have been a lot of fun to stitch, and I know your mom expressed interest in passing the pattern along to her when I'm finished with them, so she can do them. They've been a lot of fun. There is a lot of partial stitches in these as well, so it's a little bit trickier doing the Aida, but it's been a lot of fun. I love Snoopy. I always have loved Snoopy, and
Do you have the other ones that you stitched from that?
I don't know if they're in here or not. Let me see. So these are the ones I actually finished. That's a good point. So you can see they turned out really well. I mean, I don't know. This fabric is nice and soft because it's so old. And the floss is holding up really well. I wasn't sure as old as the floss is, but yeah, these were a lot of fun to stitch. I think the first one I did was the Christmas tree one. Then I think I did this one here, the little snowy one, and then I did this one last. They've been a lot of fun to stitch. It's like, I just have the one left, and I'm going to be sad that they're done. But these will also hang on our tree once they're finished. So it's just, I think it's a, I don't even know what count this is. Let's see, it does say no.
Which is what was in the kit.
It's whatever was in the kit. It's a 3/1, so it uses a lot of floss. But it's been a lot of fun. Like I said, I've always loved Snoopy, so as my shirt even shows, Snoopy's everywhere. Your next one?
My next one is Holiday 9 Frosty Friends by Mill Hill. I started this one December 21st, 2025. And this is where I'm at on it. I'm stitching this with the kit provided threads on 28 count Ren by Picture This Plus. 3/2, I think I'm stitching this. And then I have Tenderheart Bear and Snow Lady by MCG Textiles. It's a kit that was gifted to me in 2024. And I started it on Christmas Eve, December 24th, 2025. And this is where I'm at on this project. So cute. I love how it's looking.
Yeah.
I'm excited to make more progress on it this year. I think I put it on my board twice for this year, so I should be able to reach a finish with that.
All right. So my last ones, I actually don't know where the actual finished one is for this.
Somewhere in the drawer.
Somewhere in the drawer over there. But this is, there's still 5 of these I have done. I anticipated this year getting one more of them done at least. And like I said, this December was more present stitch instead of like pleasure stitch until towards the end. This is the one I did here, the Yeti, because that was my favorite one. I know I saw the Hathaway Stitchers is where I first saw these, and I think I bought this at the same time Hathaways were here. I think I bought it in the store when they were. Because I showed it to Erin, and she's like, "Yeah, I recognize that." So I was gonna do probably the Jackalope next. That was probably the next one I'm gonna do. I'm just doing it on 20 count black Aida, with doing it 1/1 with the call for DMCs and the light effects, which it calls for some light effects in some of these, which is not the most fun to work with, but it's what it calls for. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So yeah, I will do all of these eventually. So I'll probably do the jackalope next. Possibly the Loch Ness. That's one looks like a lot of fun. Anyway, so I'll probably end up doing all of them eventually. So I still consider it a WIP. If I was done stitching them, I probably would say it's so. But yeah, it's in our drawer of finishes somewhere. I didn't locate it. So
Yep, and then my last WIP is Snowbirds by Brenda Gervais, which I started December 26, 2025. And this is where I'm at on this. I mostly worked on this on the plane to and from visiting my brother and sister-in-law in Florida. And I'm stitching this with sort of my own DMC and overdyed conversion. 2/2 on 28 count limited edition fabric by Colour&Cotton. It's a pale green. This should be another finish this year.
you're gonna have a lot of finishes this year.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to make some finishes this year. We'll see. We'll see. I do have some big ones too, like you. So
yeah.
But all right, I think that's everything.
Yeah, that's everything.
That's all of our WIPs, and who knows how many WIPs I'll end up with this year.
Yeah, we'll find out.
So thank you for joining us for the WIP parade. I hope you enjoyed seeing all the different WIPs we have. Didn't realize how many WIPs I still have to try to finish this year. So yeah. I guess that's it for today because we're not going to be doing all the rest of the stuff. So
nope.
So we hope you enjoyed the WIP parade. Hope you enjoy seeing all the other fun WIP parades that people have been posting. We're a little behind on watching our floss tubes, so hopefully we'll get caught up in that a little bit this week.
Yep.
But we hope you have a good New Year's Day, whatever you're doing to celebrate the new year, and we will see you in our next floss tube sometime, probably the next week.
Yeah.
Right.
We love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.